Hello, action takers, and in today's episode, we're diving into the story of a woman who turned a layoff into a thriving digital empire. Imagine being at the height of your career only to have the rug pulled out from under you. What would you do? How would you bounce back? Well, the person whose case study we're going over today didn't just rebound, she soared. And welcome back to another episode of the IDKWTF I Was Doing podcast. I am your host, David B., your favorite accountability buddy, here to share the real-life case studies of entrepreneurs who didn't have it all figured out, but found a way to succeed anyway. This podcast is all about showing you that you can do it too, even when you feel like you don't know what the heck you're doing. Today's story is one that will resonate with anyone who's ever faced a setback and wondered if they could recover. We're going to explore how Danielle Leslie, the creator of Course from Scratch, went from being laid off to creating a business that not only changed her life, but the lives of countless others. But of course, it was not an easy road. There were doubts, there were setbacks, and a lot of hard work. And in the process, she discovered a powerful truth. The truth that what makes you different is what makes you valuable. So stay tuned, because by the end of this episode, you'll see how Danielle's journey might just mirror your own, and how you can use her strategies to turn your unique story into your own success. So let's jump in and uncover the first chapter of Danielle Leslie's incredible journey.
How can a single book be worth $1.5 million? In a hidden corner of the world, a collection of unparalleled wisdom has been discovered. This book, and the story behind it, has the power to revolutionize your approach to success. Written nearly a century ago and lost to time, this book contains the foundational principles that have shaped the lives of the most successful people in history. Only a select few have had the chance to see it, but now you can too. This isn't just a book, it's a priceless masterpiece that holds the key to unlocking your potential. Are you curious? Then go to idkwtfpodcast.com/book or click the link in the show notes below to see the full story and find out why this book is considered a priceless treasure, as well as how it can influence your life forever. Again, check it out at idkwtfpodcast.com/book.
So let's dive into the story of Danielle Leslie, a young woman whose journey from a normal life hanging around the beaches of California to becoming a successful entrepreneur is nothing short of inspiring. So picture this. It's 2010, Danielle has just stepped out of college and into the real world. And like many of us at that age, she's brimming with ambition, but she isn't quite sure where to channel it. The world is her oyster, as they say, but she's not quite sure how to crack it open. Danielle does what most graduates do. She dives into the corporate world. She lands jobs in ad sales and gaming, and from the outside, it looks like she's on the fast track to success. She's climbing the ladder, ticking all the right boxes, but there is a catch. Deep down, there's this persistent feeling, a kind of restlessness that just won't go away. You know that feeling when you're wearing shoes that look great, but they just don't fit quite right? That's Danielle in the corporate world. But she isn't one to ignore her instincts. In a bold move that would make most people's palms sweat, she decides to co-found a startup called Gen Juice. And this isn't any startup. It's a platform designed to help millennials build their personal brands. Talk about ambitious. Now imagine Danielle and her co-founders full of energy and big ideas. They embarked on a 13-city tour all across the US. They're on a mission, spreading the gospel of personal branding to millennials everywhere. It's exciting, it's new, and for a while it seems like they are on to something big. But here's the thing about startups. They're just as unpredictable as they are exciting. So despite their innovative idea and hard work, Gen Juice faces the challenge that many startups encounter. They run out of funding. And before they can turn a profit, the well runs dry and they're forced to shut down operations. It's a tough pill to swallow. Danielle and her team had poured their hearts and souls into Gen Juice. They had a great idea, they had the passion, but sometimes in the world of business, that's just not enough. The startup world can be unforgiving, and Danielle learns this lesson firsthand. While Gen Juice technically failed, Danielle found herself back at square one. She's back at her mom's house, drowning in student loan debt, wondering if she made a huge mistake. And here is where our story gets really interesting. For many, this kind of setback would be the end of the road, running away from risk with their tail between their legs. But Danielle, well, she is just getting started. This experience, as painful as it is about to set her on a path that will change her life in ways she cannot yet imagine. Now, after the Gen Juice setback, Danielle lands herself a job at a company called Udemy. And now this might seem like a step back into the corporate world. It's actually where things start to get interesting. Imagine, it's 2012. And she just got this new job at one of the biggest names in online education. For the next 2 years, she's immersed in the world of digital learning, working as a marketing manager for the entire company. And this isn't just any job, it's a crash course in how online education works, how courses are created, and most importantly, how they're sold. During her time at this company, Danielle's like a sponge, soaking up every bit of knowledge that she can. She's working with influencers, content creators, and watching closely as they turn their expertise into online courses. But little does she know, she's gathering the building blocks for her own future empire. After working there a couple years, Danielle's entrepreneurial spirit is starting to get restless once again. So when an exciting opportunity at another startup just comes knocking, she decides to take the leap. It's a bittersweet moment, leaving the security of her real job, but then she's going off to chase that startup dream. You can almost feel her excitement and nervousness as she steps into this new role. But again, here's where life throws her a curveball. It's around 2015 now, and that promising startup job, it just suddenly vanishes when she's unexpectedly laid off. Now, this could have been devastating and another huge setback, but for Danielle, it turns out it was the exact push she needed to go all in on her own ideas. And in that moment of her unemployment, something clicks. All those skills she learns at Udemy, all the knowledge about online courses, all the experience she's had with her various companies, it's time to put it all to use. So instead of hunting for another job, she decides to bet on herself. She's going to embark on creating and launching her own course. And this single decision is going to change everything in her life from that point forward. Through the seeming setback of unemployment, this is where her idea called Course from Scratch is born. Because what I actually didn't mention earlier is that while Danielle was working at Udemy, she really noticed a gap in what some of the content creators were doing who made a decent income, and with what many of the others struggled with who didn't make anything. And so she essentially laid out a framework of how she could help people go from just an idea to turning it into a profitable digital program. But that's not nearly as easy as it sounds. And you're about to find out how hard it is to take your first real step into entrepreneurship, because launching her program was Danielle's first big leap into the unknown. And let me tell you, it isn't easy. So imagine she's hosting her first live webinar and she's got to be so freaking nervous, but she pushes through. And within 30 days, because she put in so much effort to advertising to get the right people in, she did a really good job at creating a very engaging presentation. And she put an offer at the end that people couldn't refuse. She ended up making a decent amount of money actually helping other people create and launch their own online program. And it was like a light bulb moment in her head where she's like, man, this could actually be my thing. And for 2 years, she committed nonstop to being there every single Wednesday, rain or shine, to do this same presentation. And that is dedication. But I assure you it's not all smooth sailing, because at this point, she's facing some serious challenges. There's the pressure to deliver really good content week after week and make it better and better every single time that she does it. There's the stress of bootstrapping her own business. And let's not forget the constant fear of failure that every single entrepreneur knows all too well. Yet through all of this, she's learning, she's growing, and slowly but surely she's turning this webinar, teaching people how to do one thing, into something special and a real full business. But the question really is, at this point, can she keep up? And what other problems are waiting for her around the corner?
Are you drowning in tasks, feeling stuck and overwhelmed, or just plain frustrated with your business? Have you been spending hours each day with no real results and confused about exactly what to do next? Are you feeling a bit lonely because you don't quite know how to find the support you're looking for? Well, I understand how you're feeling because I went through this for years. I'm David B., and I'm here to help with the best solution to get you out of this funk. Now, Tony Robbins says to create the product you always wish you had. And really, I always yearned for a knowledgeable friend who I could message for answers, hacks, or ideas. But all I found were $1,000 video courses or gurus charging hundreds for an hour of coaching, where they ended up just trying to sell me something else anyway. That's why I created my monthly unlimited teamwork sessions, to give you the support I wished I had at a fraction of the cost and exponentially more value than anything out there that's similar. Get started with me today and enjoy virtually unlimited access to my personal cell phone number every day with no contracts, no commitments, and you'll have hands-on support whenever you need it. You can work with me as your personal mentor, your assistant, or your accountability buddy, always just a message or a phone call away. Imagine not having to purchase another book, another online workshop, or some masterclass because you can just text me, David B., your buddy, who has been at the forefront of this industry for a decade. And because this is so personalized and it's dramatically less expensive than you'd ever expect, spots are very limited. So don't wait. Go to IDKWTFpodcast.com/David B. and say yes to your success today.
So as her webinar starts to take off, Danielle finds herself in the thick of building a real business. And let me tell you, it's intense. I can just imagine Danielle working late into the night, pouring everything she has into her courses. She's not just teaching people how to create these programs, she's showing them how to turn their unique experiences and backgrounds into something valuable, and it's powerful stuff. But success comes at a price, right? She's got to be missing out on a lot of social events, family times, likely even sleep, because building a business is all-consuming, and Danielle's right in the middle of it. Yet even with all of this pressure, something amazing is happening. Course from Scratch is growing, and I mean really growing. By 2018, it's made nearly $3 million. But remember, there's always expenses, there's reinvestments back into the business, and there's a cost to scaling up to increase your revenue. But this number is no small feat, and it shows the work and dedication that she's committed to putting in so that she can live a life of freedom while helping others do the same thing. But here's the thing, because as the business grows, so do the challenges. Danielle's no longer just responsible for just herself. She's got a team to manage, a reputation to uphold, and thousands of students counting on her. And as she goes through this, it really is her biggest challenge yet. Having a team to manage, making critical decisions every single day, and the constant pressure to keep delivering value to her students, it's because it's not just about her success anymore. She's responsible for her employees' livelihoods as well as her students' dreams. There's nights when she's got to be lying awake, worrying about maintaining the quality of her course. The fear of letting people down has to be intense. But this is where Danielle's true strength shows. Because instead of buckling under the pressure, she uses it as fuel. She's consistently innovating, refining her strategies, and doing whatever it takes to not just keep the business afloat, but to make sure that it thrives. This is really the true test of an entrepreneur. It's one thing to start a successful business, but it's another thing entirely to grow it and scale it. But honestly, after all the late nights, the stress, the hard work, Danielle's efforts have finally paid off big time. And I'm not just talking about the money. Although $1 million business is pretty darn cool, the real reward for Danielle is the impact that she's making, because her course isn't just successful, it's nurturing other people to be successful themselves. Can you imagine how that must feel, knowing that your work is directly changing and impacting other people's lives, helping them achieve their dreams? And at the same time, she's living her own dream too. She's really achieved that coveted work from anywhere lifestyle, because one day she might be working at the beach in Bali, the next from a cafe in Paris. And that's the kind of freedom most people only dream about. And really, I'm speculating, but I think the greatest reward for Danielle is finding her purpose. Because she's not just running a business, she's empowering people. She's helping them unlock their potential and showcase their unique selves. Every success story from her students is a reminder of why she started this journey in the first place. Danielle really shows us what's possible when you believe in yourself and push through the tough times. It's a reminder that our unique experiences and perspectives are valuable, and that with the right mindset and a lot of hard work, we can turn them into something amazing. So here I want to reflect and give some of my own thoughts. Because Danielle Leslie's path from startup dreamer to a thriving entrepreneur is nothing short of inspirational. She transitioned from her own ordinary world of a corporate life to the challenges of entrepreneurship, and she did it with determination and resilience. You know, from her early setbacks of her first startup to her breakthrough course from scratch, Danielle's story is a powerful example of how embracing failure and leveraging your unique experiences can lead to remarkable success. Her ability to transform adversity into opportunity has resulted in not only personal fulfillment, but in creating a platform that empowers others to achieve their dreams. So as you reflect after you've listened to her story, consider the parallels to your own journey. What setbacks have you faced? How can you reframe them as stepping stones to your success? Danielle's journey challenges us to rethink our approach to failure, to see it as not just an endpoint, but as the beginning to something greater. Her story is a mirror reflecting our own potential, urging us to embrace our own unique stories and to use them as the foundation for our success. So whether you're at the beginning of your entrepreneurial path or you're facing some challenges because you're in the middle of it, remember that the key to success lies inside of you. Embrace your story, leverage your experiences, and keep pushing forward. And if you're looking for more inspiration and guidance, just be sure to subscribe if you're not already and stay connected with us here at the IDKWTF I Was Doing podcast, because I'm here to support you on your journey to success. And so as I close, I just want you to remember you're not alone. You're part of a larger community of action takers here, and we're all navigating the ups and downs of entrepreneurship. And by the way, if you happen to be Danielle and I got anything wrong or you simply want to connect, just send me an email at info@idkwtfpodcast.com. You can always email me, and anyone else can email me too. info@idkwtfpodcast.com. Because we're all in this together. So until next time, be bold, shine bright, and even if you don't know what the F you're doing, just keep taking action.